strong. Get strong. Get strong.
It is a seasonal tradition that happens each and every time we get a season for TI Racing in the Grublets Ice IndyCar Series. And I'm talking about Indianapolis, the Oval, the track that has been around since 1909. It sits at the corner of Georgetown and 16th Street. Tonight is the host once again for the event that has become the biggest on the TI Racing IndyCar schedule. Welcome in tonight to the Globex Racing Paints Indy 250, part of the Grublets on Ice IndyCar Series at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I am the captain, Chris Scala. We welcome you in tonight as we are ready for some big-time racing that is coming up here this evening. And truly, again, what has become a huge event each and every time. It's around the midway season each and every year, and it's our pleasure to bring it tonight here on Captain TV. A little bit early tonight because I wanted to do a pre-race show. I wanted to get a whole hour in, but I've had a couple of little hiccups here and there, and for some reason I noticed that OBS is not cooperating 100% tonight, and I think that might be a YouTube situation or something, but we will work on that here during the pre-race show. But we got plenty of time before we get to racing here. In a little under an hour or so, they will be qualifying out on track. But I do want to mention tonight, again, as always, broadcasting live from the LMCgear.com broadcasting booth as we get ready for some fun racing out here. You see the cars out here getting their laps into practice. Coming up tonight, before we go racing, we will talk to some of the drivers. We will talk to last season's winner, Caleb Bency. We will also talk with Gary Godso, who's not going to be in the booth with me, as we see a winglet flying on track already. He's on the track tonight because this is round number 2 of the Captain TV. That's going to leave a mark. Captain TV and Grublets on Ice Triple Crown race. So that is going to be a lot of fun to put up. So I'm watching them actually conversate with each other after that massive incident over there. But we will be talking about that here coming up in just a little bit. But let's talk about what is in store this evening. Of course, well, the trophy from last season. You might remember the winner of this race, Caleb Bency. He was able to bring home the ring that Jim Herrick and the guys put together. Well, that is going to happen again this evening right here. The Indy 250 winners ring will go on to whoever can score the checkered flag victory and get the win tonight in Indianapolis. Again, last season, Caleb Bency pulled it in. Well, who will do it tonight in the 4th running of this Globex Racing Paints Indy 250? Take a look at the driver's point standings as we enter tonight's race. Caleb Bency, yes, he's the champion here at Indianapolis, but also is the point leader. He leads by 5 over Ed Kerstetter, Eric O'Connor 3rd, Dakota DeMed, Cohen Evans, your top 5 in points. We'll talk to some of those drivers here this evening. Might not get everybody, but we're going to do our best to try to talk to a good portion of the drivers out here on track. Now, we will get everything set up here just a second. Right now, I'm just talking to you. But I will share with you, Gavin Sanders, the rookie, is right now P1 in practice with a lap time 39.50. So a pretty good lap on his part so far in this race. So, all right. Right now, we are going to jump down as you see the man coming onto pit road. Well, you're not going to see it behind the point standings right now. Give me a second to get the point standings off. There he is, pulling into his pit stall behind the scoring tower there at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And that is the man that you normally hear in the booth with me each and every Monday night, of course, for fantastic racing and some... Oh, I'm in the wrong channel. That's why. Hang on. Let me go to that channel. Yeah, it's where everybody's. I'm like, where are all the drivers at tonight? But it's my time to bring in this man here this evening. Going to be making another start in the Indianapolis 250. Last season, he took the season or the race off and joined me up in the booth for one of the wildest finishes anybody could see with the 3 wide finish. But Gary Godso joins me as he's pulling out on track right now in the purple and blue machine. Gary, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
I wanted to make sure we could hear you there before we throw you on the air. But Gary, obviously, how's the track out there so far today? I see the sun's out. Looks like the weather playing a pretty good part. But you got that, whatever color these are, blue, purple, black, white, every color of the rainbow, Roy G. Biv, as they properly say, red, orange, yellow, blue, green, indigo, violet. Car running pretty decent right now. How's she feeling?
Actually, it feels pretty good. I just need a opening in traffic so I can get a lap by myself. Yeah, my car, the artist that did our D&D Graphics, who sponsored the Fontana race, is one of our team sponsors. He made this one just for me. We call it Vice City because, well, if you've ever played Grand Theft Auto Vice City, there's very similar colors. So this will make its run today. Its debut. See how well we do. I am nervous, but I'm cautiously optimistic that we can get a good qualifying, get some, make our way up, and maybe hopefully finish with the top 10 today.
Strategy for tonight. Do you feel like you have a pole-sitting car there, or is this one that you realize or understand are probably going to be starting midfield and we'll have to fight traffic and work on the car settings and stuff?
I'm going to probably say that I'm going to be mid-pack. I'm getting ready to do my first flying lap here without somebody in front of me. 39.7, so...
Not bad. You missed the apex of
not
1.
Too bad.
You were above the white line in 1 there. Let's see. I'll play spotter here for you, Nate. You really missed turn 2, so you're already off about a second. Car low.
Turn two. I was avoiding calamity there. But...
all right, now you nailed turn 3. There we go. But pushed off 3. Oh, jeez. Oh, push loose.
Yeah, we're...
Oh, port! Oh, jeez. Oh. Shades of what was it? No, not is it Connor Daly in the 500 hit that wall over there like that?
Yeah, one of them.
He was in that wreck.
So I'm just cautiously optimistic. We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
The strategy is the track position is going to be everything with the way the traffic's going to be handled with the arrow push. You want to try to go as far to the front as you can.
Last year we had that issue with turn 2 and turn 3. Remember, we had a crosswind crossing the west side. All right, back we are here at the speedway. That's going to leave a mark. I think it was Caleb. Of course, they can wreck here and everything's okay. So, but yeah, for some reason, just getting low kilobytes a second tonight. But one guy I do want to bring in tonight and talk to before we get this race underway, and I'm going to surprise him here for a second. Chris Lewis, hopefully you're there, because I'm just going to surprise you and bring you up to the room because I'm just like that.
I'm definitely here.
Yeah, he's always prepared. Chris, of course, not only won the admin tonight, but the owner, of course, of TI Racing and the man whose idea put this whole league together. Chris, the 4th running of this Indianapolis 250 race. Did you envision it getting this far, 1, and 2, your feelings on what it's become?
I honestly didn't think it'd get this far, and to be what it is right now, and to have, God, we got like 30 people in here getting ready to run. It makes me smile. The only thing that's a downfall is, TI Racing, one of the greatest teams in this league. We've never won this before.
So do you have the anti-Roger Penske jinx going here?
I don't know. That or the Dale Earnhardt at Daytona. We can't win here. Last season, Isaac got beat out by 0.3 something. I don't even remember what it was, but it wasn't much. Last, on the straightaway pass, I cried that whole night. And I really want to win this. So the whole team got together before the race. We had a little pep talk, and hopefully we can get something good out of it.
Let me guess, that pep talk with something like, you see that spot up there on the mantle, gentlemen? That there's missing. There's nothing there.
That's basically how it went. It's not that hard. You go fast in a circle.
This is an oval. Actually, it's not even an oval. It's a rectangle. Let's get that right.
You go fast in a square.
Rectangle, not a square. But no, this is obviously, it's turned into a huge event. You've had 3 winners in 3 races, and tonight you could make it 4 for 4 and have a team member up there. Of course, you do got one of your drivers running P2 right now, another one in P8. So good shot right now if you go by practice. Just watching cars wreck off turn 1. But let's talk about the series itself here. Obviously, season number 4. We've been around for 2.5 seasons. Talk a little bit about the future. And this might be kind of a vague question. You might not have the full answers or anything like that. But without going, spoiling things, what are we looking at potentially season 5 and beyond for TI Racing?
All I can say is we're going bigger and bigger. A lot of this is due to Jim Herrick. I love the guy, and he's been there since, I think, season 2. He came on in management, and he's really brought new pictures and motives to this league, and he's got some good things for season 5, and I can't wait for it. I know you got some good things coming up for season 5.
My good things are already going. But,
there's things that Jim hasn't told you about yet. Don't
worry. Okay.
You get you even get a surprise.
All right. I like surprises, I guess. But, well, that's awesome. And the future's bright, of course, for this series. As we've talked about, there's so many great leagues out there. But there's only so many IndyCar leagues. And I've said it to you before, you're up there with one of the best. You guys have grown to be one of the best. I mean, here you are. Take out the admin guy that's in the standings. You have 30 cars on the grid, or going to be on the grid here tonight, and could be up to 33, obviously, when it's over with, so on and so forth. So, I mean, tonight, what do you think? Well, I mean, you're not in this race tonight, so as you would say, that's one last caution. But what do you expect tonight?
I expect.
Oh, I think I fixed it. And of course, it's always something I do. All right, back we are. So it turned out it was an actually little thing on my end. My OneDrive, what I have on my computer here, was actually uploading some stuff. I deleted some stuff off of it earlier because it told me it was full, basically. So yeah, that caused everything to glitch up a little bit, and here we are. We're back, and we'll the race back up on the stream here. And I do want to get Jim in here if he gets a second to talk. I think he will. Let's get Jim Herrick up here. The boss man, the other man that Chris gave credit to this evening. Jim, you got a copy, buddy? If not, I'm sure his wife or family's watching, and they'll like poke him or throw something at him, get his attention. See if Jim's out there on track right now. Jim is not on track, so he might have stepped away from the computer. But you'll notice his car on track tonight is got a pretty cool sponsor on it, and that sponsor is Globex Racing Paints. Of course, they're the sponsor of tonight's Indianapolis 250. Globex Racing Paints does a great job with cars. Of course, his car tonight is painted by that. I ran a few IndyCar races this season with the Globex Racing Paints, but they do a great job. Of course, they deliver awesome paints, custom racing paints for your iRacing car or team, specializing in open-wheel formulas like the IndyCar, Indy Pro, and USF 2000s. If you let them work their magic on their sprint car, outlaw, NASCAR, or any car that you want to stand out, they will do a great job. But additional services, including logo design, custom helmets, suits, and graphics, and more. Just go message them on Facebook at Globex Racing Paints to discuss your project today, and I will make sure if they're not already up on the stream link there on YouTube, and we'll take care of that. But Jim, you happen to hear me, bud?
I've got you.
There he is. Jim joins us this evening. Jim, of course, Globex Racing Paints. You and I kind of put a commercial together recently, and they'll hear that here in the near future. But share what knowledge you have about Globex and stuff, and all the fun stuff that they've done for you.
Yeah, Globex is a painting company that I started. We just, I don't know, kind of a hobby, I guess I got into. I've got a good friend that works in the box printing business, my buddy Kent, and he's taught me how to use GIMP, and it's just a lot like Photoshop. And so I've just kind of gotten into it and figured out some pretty cool tricks and realized that I can do these paints and maybe make a little money for doing them for other people. So just started to do that to try and supplement our racing habit a little.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. As you go out, you do so many different things. Of course, you got LMC gear, which of course is sponsored the broadcasting booth. You got that rolling, and now you got the Globex Racing Paints. So you do a great job with paints. I mean, if people have watched us run the endurance races and so on and so forth, they've seen the awesome paint schemes that have been on this car. So definitely go check him out with the paints. You can just look up Globex Racing Paints on Facebook. Jim, let's talk about the car tonight. Right now, I see you somewhere on the grid. Speed-wise, how you feeling about the car, handling-wise, and is it one that you need a lot of work, or is it just a matter of laps?
No, we don't have a very fast time posted right now in practice. I have not been on the qualifying setup in this session. I did my qualifying practice earlier today. So we're not lighting up the speed charts, but I've got a very stable car, and the team has been practicing, and we're going to have, we should all have good cars for the LMC gear team tonight.
So I got to give you your time to do your part. Your co-owner spoke his opinion earlier, said he is the best team in the world. However, until this season, there's only one team that's won the championship, as far as I know, the last couple seasons. So you get a couple seconds to speak your piece.
Well, he's definitely got a fast team this year, and but I wouldn't trade my team for anything in the world. These guys, they really work well together. And Chris, you've run the couple endurance races with us. All the other IndyCar guys, Craig, Alex, Cohen, they all run endurance with us, and everybody just works together so well. I really want to thank Craig and Alex, especially. They do a lot of extra work on strategy for the IndyCar team. And really, I'll put these guys up against any team over a long season anywhere.
Yeah, they're definitely a lot of fun. I've enjoyed being a part of the enduro races, even though I've been the one that's pretty much wrecked the car every time. But hey, doesn't mean I'm not having fun. We'll put it like that. But Jim, we wish you the best, bud. We'll let you go get ready. You got about 2 minutes before qualifying starts, and we will let you go get yourself ready, bud.
All right, thank you. I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, LMC Gear and Globex Racing Paints, tonight's sponsor, and also Happy Trails Chili Mix. We really love that stuff, and if you guys check them out on Facebook, and you can buy it on Amazon. So good stuff, everybody, and let's go out there and have some fun.
Yeah, I know the weather you guys have had up there. You definitely could use some chili right now. So best to you up there tonight, and good luck in the race.
Thank you. Yeah, we eat chili here about 2 or 3 times a month.
Nice. Well, hey, enjoy your race, bud.
Thank you.
And that is Jim Herrick, of course. LMC Gear, he was the guy you heard Chris mention, gave a little shout-out to for all the hard work and stuff. Jim does a great job. He was actually the one that reached out to me when we first talked about bringing in the broadcast here and stuff. And, he's been a lot of help to me. And, I have nothing but thanks for Jim. He's been cooperative with me, of course, with the previous system I was using and stuff, and always was there to be positive with me, and of course let me come run his endurance stuff with him. And because I'm not the fastest enduro guy. If I ran out here right now in this race, I would probably be down in the 20s, because I'm not like an IndyCar expert or anything like that, as you might have been able to tell by now. But needless to say, should be a fun race when it is all over with this evening. Just doing something here real quick as we get ready for qualifying. I'm going to step away for a second. We're going to let you enjoy qualifying, and I am going to take care of a little personal thing I have to do. This is where I go say goodnight to my daughter real quickly, as I always do before the broadcast. So I'm going to go do that real quickly and just kind of share a personal thing there. And then I will come right back, enjoy qualifying, and we'll get you ready for the 4th running of the Globex Racing Paints 250 at Indianapolis. I will be right back. Enjoy qualifying. right, back we are. Appreciate you guys working with me there. So I had to step away. It's my little time real quickly where I get to go say goodnight to my daughter and stuff. She's a 2-year-old, so it's one of those things where I like to go say goodnight as late as I can before I stream and stuff because she'll be asleep before I get done tonight. So making some adjustments. So Isaac Morris right now on the pole at a 39.5. And these guys are running 4 laps of qualifying. Isaac cut it off after 2 laps. Craig Forsyth done already, or are they running only 2 laps? I'm sorry. I just see some people running 3. That's why I ask. Looks like most people are done, except for the man that has a chance at the Triple Crown tonight. Justin Miller. Let's see what he can do here on lap number 1. The man that won the Auto Club Speedway earlier this season. He's the only driver eligible to win the Triple Crown Award officially. Down into turn 3, the north end of the track. Justin Miller's first lap, 39.58. He is 8th right now. He is 6 100ths off the pole. That's how tight this is. And it's all a matter of working those modules. There's what happens when I lose a term in my head. There's my buddy Jason and I like to joke around. No stigma-jigs. Oh, and he aborts lap 1, so he is done. P8 for him. And let's see who else is on track here. Shane Coogan going to run a lap into 29. As these guys get 10 minutes to qualify. Gary Godso, by the way, P15 right now, 39.66. So everybody within, for the most part, within 2 or 3 tenths. A couple of cars kind of off a little bit by about a second or 2. Down the back straightaway in the north stretch here of turn 3 and 4. All 4 corners 90 degrees, but that doesn't mean they're all going to drive the same. Lap 1 for Coogan, 39.62, P13. Got a pretty good 1 and 2 it looked like there. Coming to the checker flag. 40.7. Lost a whole entire tenth on that lap almost. So that just shows you these tires just fall apart after 1 lap. So let's see if anybody else going out on track here. Oh, here's one that's going to be really interesting. Let's, the man that is 2nd in points. Matter of fact, as he goes out here to warm up, let's take a look at the point standings again. Entering tonight, Caleb Bensey leads this thing by 7 over Ed Kerstetter. I'm sorry, 5. I don't know how to count. Over Ed Kerstetter. Eric O'Connor, 12 back in 3rd. Dakota DeMed, Cohen Evans in the top 5. Matter of fact, a 3-way tie for 5th. Dakota, Cohen, and Craig Forsyth. Justin Miller there in 7th. So here it is, 2nd in points on track right now. Here's your team owner points. TI Racing leading by 7. Seems to be a big number tonight. Over Team Raceverse and an LMC Gear only 18 behind. So right now a 3-horse race when it comes to team-wise. So, and of course, pole awards. Ed Kerstetter and Eric O'Connor are pretty much dominated. Dakota DeMed had the pole at Auto Club. So let's see, will we get a second different pole winner on an oval? And you see the timer down there in the bottom left. If it goes, it's green right now, so right now it is not a pole lap for Kerstetter. It would have went purple there if he was on a pole lap. Brings it out of turn 4. $39.59 P9. So he's right there once again. But again, he's got to work the settings and stuff from track bar and front wing, back wing, stuff like that. I shouldn't say front wing, back wing. You can't adjust that in the car. Track bar and anti-roll bar. That's what I was trying to say. All right, here he comes off turn 4. He was yellow that time in the back straightaway. Let's see if he can make it up here in the front. Nope, about a tenth slower, 39.60. So he will be P9, and I think that's probably going to be everybody left. Let's see, there's one car left. If he's going to qualify, Andrew McMurray in the 809. He's the only guy left to qualify here. And we still got about 40 seconds left here, so... Make an adjustment real quickly while I got a second here. Nobody's on track. All right. I was not able to do what I wanted to do there, but we're good. Anyways, we are going to grid right now. Unfortunately, tonight, we will not be able to play the traditional back home again in Indiana. Was trying to get some permission from the previous artist who did it, and I was unable to hear back from him to see if we could play it because we didn't want to display something without somebody's permission. So, with that said, no back home again in Indiana tonight. If you want to hear it, you could just jump over to another YouTube channel. Just make sure you put mine aside so I don't lose viewers. And yeah, listen to it real quick. I'm sure you can get the Jim Neighbors version or the who did it between the, oh gosh, I always Straight No Chaser, and of course you got Jim Cornelison from the Chicago Blackhawks. But the car's out here gridding right now as we get ready. There they are. You didn't hear it, but the admin, Chris Lewis, did yell, "Drivers to your cars." Your starting lineup will be on the left side of the screen. Isaac Morris is going to be the pole sitter. As a matter of fact, one of those rare opportunities where I can pull up a driver on an oval and talk to him real quickly. So let's do this. Let's bring Isaac up here to us really quickly. Isaac, do you have a copy there, buddy?
I do, yes.
All right. Isaac, pole sitter tonight. Indianapolis, I know this is a track that you feel probably owes you one, especially after last year's race. I know the gauntlet's been laid down on you by your team owner. Do you have the car to win this thing tonight?
Yeah, have a lot of confidence for tonight. Obviously, it's a long race, so it can't be too complacent off the get-go. It's literally just going to be a survival to the last 10 laps, and then that's when things are going to start getting serious for us.
Tire fall off. How are we looking tonight?
Tires are looking good. In clean air, you'll be fine, but you're going to have to do some managing in dirty air. Especially that right rear with the weight jacker. So, you know, it's just going to be a strategy of looking after the car and making sure that we stay in one piece.
All right, Isaac. Well, we wish you the best. Enjoy the pole lap here as you come to the green flag, and good luck, and maybe we'll talk to you here in Victory Lane.
Hope so. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely, buddy. And real quickly, let's get our buddy up here, Gary. As they come down the back straightaway here, we'll get a quick word. Gary, how you feeling, buddy? You're starting back in 17th right now.
Yeah, about where I figured we start. Just a little nervous. Just want to get through these first couple laps without calamity happening in turns 1 and 2, and get settled in and get into a pace and a rhythm. But yeah, extremely nervous right now. So it always gets my heart beat up at this point in time in the race.
Well, I mean, you're at Indianapolis. It's the greatest spectacle in e-racing, so we wish you the best, bud. Going to be tight there in turn 1, obviously, with the air, so we wish you the best, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, Gary's ready, and we'll get him down to his channel. It's going to be 100 laps to make up 250 miles. Real simple math, as always. We appreciate everybody joining us this evening. As always, check the audio for me. I always get nervous about that. I got the stream on my phone so I can hear audio, but, you know, you never know what could happen. But appreciate all the viewers watching. If this is your first Indianapolis 250, sit back and put your seatbelt on because it's usually wild. If it's not your first, you know what to do already. Here we go. Green flag, Indianapolis 250 with Globex Racing Paints underway. The 4th running down to turn 1. Matt Houston immediately jumps back behind the 2 of Isaac Morse. Let's see everybody clean through turn 1. And you see already the snake begins. And look at Matt Houston to the outside, taking advantage with the fresh tires and the draft. See if he could lead the first lap. TI Racing versus Raceverse here. Houston leads lap 1. And can he clear him? Well, it's like the start of the race right here, all of a sudden all over again. First, second, third, fourth, all side by side. Eric O'Connor clears Dakota for 3rd. Right behind him, last season's winner, Caleb Benzie. And these two here just not wanting to settle it. And finally, I think Isaac's going to clear him. He does. But just like that, Matt gets that draft and able to poke himself back out there, and he might have led that lap. You see Dakota moving back up to the 3rd position. And Matt Houston to the lead. I think Isaac finally said, you know what, I want to save a little fuel. Nothing wrong with that either. And Isaac going to lose 2nd and almost make contact with Dakota. Nice move by the 82. He's on a mission. See if Isaac pulls back out. Here he does. Pops out. See if he can make the pass. Oh, contact! And Isaac's in the wall. Oh, no. Isaac Morris is in the fence. The man who came inches from winning this race last season is off the pace and heavily damaged. Oh, and one car up in the wall up there in turn number 3. Who is that up there? That is Joe Fierro. That's a 2nd TI Racing car in the wall. 2 TI Racing cars in the wall in 2 different sections of the track. Isaac just dragging along, trying to get to pit road to get the thing fixed. Oh boy. There's Isaac over in turn 3 right now as the leaders go by and put him a lap down. I'm going to go back here and see how this all transpires. And down to 3. Perfect pass by Dakota. He's able to get the pass for third, or for second. He's going to try to pull out the pass here, and the car is going to get tight underneath Dakota. And right there it gets tight and clips him, and bam. And unfortunately, the bug continues to hit Isaac Morris, unfortunately, at this track. But now the car is starting to get spread out here. Handling going to come into play. And Cohen Evans over here in the grass. Off of turn 2. It's an odd place to go off. See what happens to Cohen. Oh, whoa, contact up ahead there between teammates, it looked like. One car went up the track, smacks the wall, hits the other car. I'm trying to see what numbers I want to say. I don't know, but Cohen went to the grass from it. The numbers I couldn't tell by the colors. Kind of blended in with the paint. But those two cars hit. And Cohen goes off the track, and now Shane Coogan's on, or Tyler Coogan's on pit road. He was one of the cars, the 59. And they do have a reset, it looks like, so that might be the best blessing for Isaac, if any. He's 3 laps down now, so that's not going to help. So Tyler Coogan was one of the cars involved. Not sure who the second car was. So a frantic start here, the first 8 laps of this Globex Racing Paints Indianapolis 250. Let's check out somebody who has been very fast at Indianapolis this last couple of weeks. He's been running some hosted sessions and other league races and some official sessions, and he's been winning them. And I'm talking about this guy right here, Alex Van de Sant, the winner from Season 2. Of course, this is the track he scored his first career win at. He's just going to be patient right now and kind of work the tools. Right now in the 13th position. Jim Herrick right there behind him, teammate in 14th. So far, not drama-free, but caution-free, I'll say. Oh, and I said that as caution comes out for the first time. And Cohen Evans is the caution. Oh, no. Cohen on the pit road with no right front. Cohen, who has come so close to winning the championship, or as a matter of fact, he was a champion 2 seasons ago, has had that same kind of luck the whole LMC Gear team has had. And the caution is out for the first time here in Indianapolis. Let's see what happens. Oh, he already hits the wall here in the replay. Let's back up a little bit. And it looks like he might have had an issue off of turn 2. There's Cohen already. Looks like he smacked the wall off of turn 4. Got tight. Right there, and Capelli hits the wall hard, and oh boy. Nails the inside safer barrier, and caution out for the first time. Right at an interesting point in this race. Right at lap 11. So Matt Houston leads as they will come to pit road likely here, and all these cars are going to get tires and fuel, I would think, at this rate. Lap 10, You separate the race in 30s. You're right at 90 to go. It becomes a two-stop strategy from here. Here we go. Houston going to bring them all in. You'll see as many cars as possible at the bottom of the screen here. Oh, one car staying out. The 4 of Julian Altena going to stay out. First of the leaders. And he's the only one right now in the top 20 who stayed out. Top 23 all pit road. Everybody on the lead laps on pit road. Should be a short fuel here for everybody in 4 tires. One car missed its stall. Is that Jim Herrick? I didn't see. It was a LMC car. It might have been Cohen Evans leaving his stall on pit road. And there goes Matt Houston, going to win the race easily off pit road over Dakota DeMed. Eric O'Connor, Caleb Bensey, and Justin Miller going to be your top 5 off of pit road here. So this is what they're racing for tonight. Right here, the Indianapolis 250 ring. The winner will get this. Caleb Bensey, of course, the first ring winner last season when he won this race. While we run under caution, want to give another shout out to Globex Racing Paints, delivering awesome custom racing paints for your iRacing car or team, specializing in open wheels open wheel formulas like the Indy car, Indy Pro, and USF 2000s. Let us work our magic on your sprint car, outlaw NASCAR, or any car you want to stand out. Additional services include logo placement, custom helmet, suits, graphics, and so much more. You can check out Globex Racing Paints at Globex Racing Paints to discuss a project today. You look at the bottom in the underneath there in the info screen, you'll see Globex Racing Paints, how to access them on Facebook. As I try to fight off the hiccups all of a sudden, that is not a good time to have them. I'm broadcasting. Hiccups, go away. Check out the upcoming schedule as you see the car's getting ready to go back to green here. Pace car lights are off. Next week we go to Mid-Ohio. We'll jump over a state, just go up to Fort Wayne, take Highway 30 over to Lexington, Ohio. Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course will be there, and then we'll head up to Mid-Ohio to start March. Mid-Ohio to Road America and start March there, 42 laps there. And then the final Triple Crown race at Pocono Raceway, 250 miles there, and then we'll finish up across the pond over at Spa in Belgium for the Echo Blade Grand Prix of Spa. So that is the upcoming schedule as we go through the month of March. But tonight it's all about Indianapolis. And I see, looks like lap cars going by. As we come to the green. Those who are still on track, I believe. So, interesting strategy here about to play out. Julian Altena did not pit, so he has got 14-lap tires. And then Matt Houston right behind him here, P2, Dakota DeMed, P3, Eric O'Connor, Justin Miller, your top 5. Curious to see how this car is going to run in clean air with lighter fuel. Now, these cars are a lot different than NASCAR. If you're a NASCAR person watching, this car is going to be fast with lighter fuel. The matter is, will the tires cooperate? We're going to find out here right now. Where's all my chatters tonight? You guys aren't very chatty, I must say. I don't mean that to be mean, but you guys are not very chatty. Altena going to bring him back to the green here. The Velocity Online Racing number 4. Different paint tonight, red and black. Oh, you see him kind of spin the tires a little bit there. Houston jumping back to the outside like he did on the start. Julian's going to give him that top side. Here comes Dakota DeMed. Draft kind of pulling out here. Dakota Med going to go 3 wide down into 3. Somebody's got to give. Dakota Med, he is not playing games tonight. To the front. Altena going to fall back to 3rd now, and Matt Houston pops out. Is Julian thinking 3 wide up the middle? Oh, don't do that. As Bugs Money would say, don't go there, it's dark. These cars are not playing around tonight. Justin Miller up to 5th. Here's Caleb Bensey looking, not able to make a move. Adam Plunkett back here in his 20 car looking pretty good so far tonight. There he is. Ew. I don't know if I can make that bigger. Oh, contact right ahead. Somebody into the wall. It's another TI Racing car. Eric O'Connor. Watch out. Eric O'Connor, top 5 in points, has smacked the wall off turn 1. I'll see if I can make it bigger during this caution. I know there's a way to do it. I just don't know off the top of my head how to do it. Well, let's go back and see this. What happens with Eric? He makes contact with a car in front of him. And it's a teammate. Teammates make contact with each other. Gavin Sanders, I think, maybe? I didn't see who that other car is. There is some interesting things going on out here tonight. Trying to see who that other car is there. Hits that car, hits the wall a ton. You see everything go flying. Problem with some of these numbers kind of blend in with the colors, and happens right in front of Caleb Bensey. The caution comes out again. All right, let me see if I can make this adjustment real quickly. Like I said, there is a way to do it. I just got to see if I can get it. Yeah, it didn't budge it. Well, obviously Eric going to get a reset and he'll get back on track. I believe he's able to stay on the lead lap. Let me try one other thing. Sometimes these little tricks work, so I'll show you this real quickly too, as I do like to show off my little secrets and stuff of how things work. Yeah, if I can make this work, I'll feel better. Copy, I'm going to paste. It did get bigger. Alright, that didn't work. So basically it's like a plug and play type of thing with this program. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're not able to read that. I'm glad you said something because I would like everybody to be able to see what's going on over there on that side. Anyway, second caution is out. I'm going to continue to do some thinking to figure out how I can fix that. As you see, a couple cars going to get what they call the wave around here from the second caution of the race. 20 viewers, appreciate that. I saw 21 a little bit ago. Matt Houston, who's led the most laps so far tonight, leads this race. If that, I was able to move it there. I don't know if you saw that. So if I can do that, I should be able to make this thing bigger. Oh, that's too big. Wait a minute. I might have figured it out. Hang on. As we're going to come back to the green. I made the letters bigger. I kind of made it look a little worse, though. Yeah, it just grouped everything too close, and I think I see why now. So I'm working on it, though. We'll keep working on it for you. How's that? Pace car going to pull in. We'll go back racing here. Let me shrink that font down a little bit. All right, green flag back out from Bernie to Flagman. We go racing at lap number 21. Fifth distance in. Matt Houston pulling away. Julian Altena still on the older tires here in third. His bed's kind of made. He might have to wait and get to lap number 30 to pit. Everybody pretty much single file all the way back to the 15th position. And there is Jim Herrick in that Globex Racing Paints number 23. He's just kind of being patient, trying to make it to the finish here. Jim, don't do this with me watching. Well, if I can get it to stretch out, that's what Justin Miller to pit road. Unscheduled pit stop for the Auto Club winner. I think this is unscheduled. Let's see what's going on with the... Oh, you know what? Justin's the one that made the contact with... Justin's the one that made the contact with his teammate, and he's getting a drive-through penalty because of it. So now he is going to be a little bit behind. That is what has happened here. I was wondering who it was, and now I see it's Justin Miller. So Houston continuing to lead. Best battle on the track. Let's go back here to 13th right now. Maxie Stang. Got Jim Herrick there behind him. And up in front of him is the 54 of AJ Musselman. So the question going to be, when can Julian Altena, when is he going to come to pit road? Let's throw up the pit strategies here. Bada bing, that's how many laps they have right now on their stints. Of course, you got 2 cautions that are in there. Altena's gone all 24 low. Oh, he almost got the wall, that car there. As you see here, nobody, or Altena is not pitted. Everybody else pitted right at lap 12. Joe Fierro on his way back to the front. Goes past Diego Pereno for the 23rd position. I think you're going to see these guys start to get into a rhythm here a little bit as they start to spread out. Let's ride with Gavin Sanders, the rookie driver here. Gavin, a very talented driver. Hello, Mitch. Welcome in, sir. Let me know if that worked, guys. I just bumped up the font a little bit. See him adding the shift down to 5th gear, down into turn 2. He's trying to get that nose in clean air. This air very turbulent here in turn 2. Look at a push, a little understeer there. Gonna bump it back to 6th gear. Speeds over 220 mile an hour down to turn number 3 with Houston still leading. He's got about 3/10 on Dakota. Julian Altena up there in 3rd. Again, the question, when does he have to pit? But all these guys able to kind of run in the draft here. And everyone's favorite shot, and since Mitch just checked in, I figured this might be a good time to do this. Let's all say, hi, Jim. Oh, wrong camera. Try it again. There's Jim. Hi, Jim. It's an Indianapolis tradition right here. Looks pretty focused, I'd say. Matt Houston dominating the race right now. 3/10 of a second lead over Dakota DeMed. And there's that Globex Racing Paints number 23. Gary Godso losing the position. Actually might have pulled over. He lets Eric O'Connor go by in that 74 car. Gary being very patient. Yes, that is the Gary that you usually hear up here in the booth. Gary having his struggles right now, running in the 20th position. Said he feels confident. I think he's just kind of biding his time a little bit. He knows how this race flow can go. Lap time's around 41 seconds right now in these cars, so they're running about 215 mile an hour around this track. There's your leader, the race first, number 66 of Matt Houston. So we're coming up on lap 30 right now, so that 4 car is the one we have to watch. He is not pitted at all in this race, and they're right on the bubble here for lap time and how much farther they can go. Cherry might be the first person in chat history of any of the Twitch or YouTube chats that I know of to blow a kiss to somebody in the middle of the race. That's a new one. I like it. I like it, Cherry. Very good. Oh, no, that's overlapping now. Never mind. So 32 laps in the books. About to complete lap number 33. And again, Matt Houston's led pretty much all the race. Took the lead from lap 1 on the start from pole sitter Isaac Morrison. And 2 laps later, Isaac Morris would have issues and knocked the wall down. Isaac currently 2 laps down in the 28th position. Check on Alex Van de Sant here, the 317 car, the winner 2 seasons ago. Got his first career win here. Has been having about the worst season you can think of this season. He is running in the 10th spot right now, right behind teammate Craig Forsyth there. Ed Kerstetter in the 8th position up in front there. Ed, actually one of his worst runs he's had so far this season. I mean, granted, he had that wreck at Auto Club, but seems like the ovals have been his Achilles heel so far this season. Right behind him, right behind Alex, that is the 72 of Charles Teed, the Marlboro Roger Penske special from back in the day. Ooh, a little loose off the corner there. I don't know if you saw that back end, kind of gets swing around a little bit. Here's a driver making his debut tonight in this 96 car. Got the Alexander Rossi paint and the number 96 Benjamin Combs. Benjamin, one of the couple rookies in this race, making his first career start tonight. The Ruthless Samurai watching tonight. So the draft playing a major role in this race. Look how this, I mean, a long line of cars. Caleb Benzie, last season's winner. Let's go up. See what kind of speed he's running here. $226 mph into turn 3. Oh, and a car coming to pit road. That is Julian. First pit stop for Julian Altena. Now he needs this to stay green on his part. Here comes Julian in. Gonna be 4 tires and a full tank of fuel. Now from here, if he goes 32 laps, that'll get him to lap number 70. He's trying to do a 2-strategy race right off the bat. where these others have enough fuel to get there no problem. He might have to save a little bit. That is an interesting way of looking at things. But Julian, pretty quick stop on his part. He will leave pit road. And he's going to stay on the lead lap. 9.6 second stop. Leaders coming off 4. They're right behind him there. There they come. Julian going to get up to speed, and we'll see what kind of laps he's going to run now. 1, he's going to get those tires warmed up, but 2, he's got heavier weight in the car from the fuel. There's Julian right there. And appreciate all the viewers watching tonight. Now, the rest of these guys should be able to get to, I do the math off the top of my head, probably 45. Well, they went 12 laps. So 50-ish now with the cautions. Just joining us, 2 cautions so far. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you being a part of the broadcast this evening. 20 viewers right now. I'm happy with that. That's what it's all about now, is growing this broadcast, growing this league. So many great racers. And how about a shout out to this guy right here, the 29 car, Shane Coogan. Up here in the 5th position. He's gone up 9 spots, and here comes a pit stop. Adam Plunkett coming in. Now, of course, this is the Indy pit road. This is different from NASCAR. NASCAR's pit road starts back at the beginning of the wall. Indianapolis's pit wall with the Indy cars actually starts about 3 or 4 stalls in, so you'll notice they have a little lead room to slow down to that speed limit. And here comes Plunkett, the first of the leaders to come to pit road here. There we go, 4 tires and fuel, 8.8 seconds, and a delta of about 38 seconds. Caution is out. Oh, hell. This might just help Plunkett out. And the caution is for Maxi Stang. Left side damage on that 93 car. Let's see what happened to him. You might be about to watch the 20 car. If he gets out there, he might be the leader of this race. Oh, you can see him loose already in turn 2. One car clips him and bam, into the wall. He got loose going in. Yeah, that car's done. A for effort for trying to get to the bottom of the track, but that thing is done. Fubar right there. And that car that made contact, oh, it's Jim. Jim clips him with the right front. A caution out for the 3rd time in this. Indy 250. And, well, there goes the pit strategy. We're going to see everybody on pit road now. Should be another 4 tires and fuel, and this is going to pretty much put them right on the spot for one more stop to get to the finish. Here we go. Cars off pit road. Matt Houston going to get it. Dakota's 2nd. Caleb Bensey up to 3rd. However, the 2 cars that pitted during the green flag run. Look up in the front now. Julian Altena and Adam Plunkett going to jump up to the top because of that pit strategy. So a lucky break for them. Interesting. All right. I'm actually working on something while the broadcast is going on, and it's something I'm trying to help you guys out here a little bit with what we're seeing. That's why you're hearing me kind of pause at times just for a quick second, because I want you guys to be able to enjoy the broadcast to its full effect here. So let's, I'm going to paste this right down here. Bada boom. And now with this, I should be able to spread this part out right here. And nothing happened. Let's see. Alright, that didn't work. It may not have been the right one. Oh well. I tried. Hopefully you guys can work with this, and then next week I can go back to what I was looking at there. As we got one lap to go here, we'll go racing next time by. Yeah, as you know, I'm all about taking care of my peoples. But Julian Altena is going to lead this race. Adam Plunkett going to be second. Matt Houston third. Dakota DeMed fourth. Caleb Bensey fifth. Gavin Sanders up to sixth. Shane Coogan seventh. Craig Forsyth, Ed Querstetter, and Alex Van de Sant, your top 10. All right, pace car going to pull off. We'll go back racing here at lap 45 from the third caution of this Globex Racing Paints Indianapolis 250. Single file restarts here in the IndyCar Series. Just like real life, you see some cars back here pulling out, trying not to hit each other. A little bit of a stack up. One car, look at this, he's going to go 4 deep into one. Who is that? Is that Joe Fierro? Fierro, that's Isaac Morris. No, who's, by the way, back on the lead lap of this race. Look out for Isaac later in this race. I just realized it was Isaac. I'm like, oh my gosh. So Julian and Plunkett, a little bit of a different strategy. They jump to the lead, and the battle back here is Alex Van de Sant right behind Gavin Sanders, who's trying to pop out there on Ed Querstetter. Alex going to make the pass. There's my one-timer race. I always do it. All right. Let's see if we go back to this restart real quick. Watch this. I'll go on board with Isaac. I call him the Paul Tracy of the series. Maybe in this run, we'll call him the Alexander Rossi of the series. This is what Rossi does on restarts. Watch this. Oh, that's awesome. Hold my beer, Mom. I'm going to send it. Everybody single file down the straightaway here. Now, seeing Julian's strategy right, it pretty much has put everybody back on to a one-step strategy to where they'll pit at lap 70. The biggest difference now you're going to see is that Julian obviously stole the track position away. He jumped up to the lead. Plunkett now up to second. Yeah, pretty much slingshot engaged, right? Julian has the pressure of that 20 car right there behind him of Plunkett. Matt Houston is still right there. Matt has led the most laps in this race tonight. Check on Eric O'Connor. O'Connor involved in that accident with Justin Miller just a little bit ago. Eric running in the 14th position right now. You ride with the driver who has won the most races so far this season. This season number 4 of the Grublets on Ice IndyCar Series. If you don't know who the Grublets on Ice are, make sure you check out their YouTube page. Look up exactly Grublets on Ice. I had somebody ask me earlier in Discord from another league I broadcast. They're like, who are the Grublets on Ice? Never heard of them. They are actually not like a real-life hockey team, per se, that goes out and plays at, like, Phillips Arena or something in Atlanta or at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis type of thing. They actually all are like us. They play simulators of NHL, I'm guessing 21 these days, on a team, and they play other teams online. That's what the Grublets on Ice are, basically in a nutshell. So you can actually check out their YouTube page and watch some of the games they play in. They have their own broadcaster and everything, I believe, over there. So they are the sponsors of the league, the Grublets on Ice. So Adam Plunkett not playing slouch right now, riding right here in that second position, that number 20 car, as Gary would say, the Raul Boisel car. But speaking of Gary, let's check on him back here. 22nd right now he is running. Not sure if he's exactly where he wants to be in this race, but I'm sure he's out there. He's running, doing a great job this evening. He kept it on track. And back here, let's go to the 12th position. Benjamin Combs under attack. Eric O'Connor going to take the position away. Ben might be able to pop back out here. Cohen Evans, another comeback driver. Cohen back in the 15th position. I'm sorry, that's Tyler Coogan he passed, not Combs. My apologies to both Ben and Tyler. So O'Connor back up to 13th after being involved in an accident, started third in this race. "56 laps complete out of the 100 here in the Indy 250. And issues for Dale Clough in the 18 car. He is off the pace. Dale off the pace, not sure what's going on here in this 18 car. Looks like he's getting back up to speed, so everything okay. Craig Forsyth, he's starting to get attacked here a little bit. Ed Kerstetter there behind him. Ed going to poke out, not able to get the draft. He'll settle into turn one. Alex Van de Sant there behind him. You know, speaking of slingshots, coming up here in a little bit, we'll have the Happy Trails Spicy Overtake of the race. Of course, Happy Trails on the side of the 317 car. Chili seasoning mix that you can actually purchase on Amazon. If you're a chili fan and want to check out some awesome chili, all the guys here at the TI Racing League, they prefer that chili. You can actually order it on Amazon and have it delivered to your house. I might be doing that here in the near future. Plunkett getting closer to Julian here. Now here's the one factor that's coming into play right now. A lot of these cars, the ones, not Julian, but Adam Plunkett, Matt Houston, Dakota Nemed, Caleb Bensley, all these guys running behind Julian. They are getting max fuel right now because these cars are in the draft. Julian is out there pushing the air. He's not getting the fuel mileage, and ironically, he's the one that has 4 laps lesser fuel than these other cars. Julian basically needs to get behind one of these cars or he might not make it to lap 70. Back here to Ed Kerstetter again. Ed trying to get around Craig Forsyth. Ed being patient there. Let's check back here. Jim Herrick in the 16th position. The reason why I want to check with Jim is actually because I want to mention Globex Racing Paints. Of course, they are on Jim's car there. And that number 23, delivering awesome custom racing paints for your iRacing car on team, I should say, specializing in open wheel formulas like the IndyCar, Indy Pro, and USF 2000s. You can let us work our magic on your sprint car, outlaw, NASCAR, or any car you want to stand out. Additional services include logo design, also custom helmets, suits, and graphics. You can message them on Facebook at Globex Racing Paints to discuss your project today. Again, right there inside the information on YouTube, you can actually see the Facebook @ sign that you could connect with them on Facebook, and also check them out, facebook.com/Globex Racing Paints. Jim right now running just outside the top 10, I believe. The 14th position. Make that 16th. And again, everybody just kind of riding Handling on these cars starting to kind of fall off a little bit. That's why you're seeing them single file like this. These things are not the easiest to pass on or pass in. Again, 3 cautions, had a little bit of a green flag run just a little bit ago, and starting to see one kind of shape up here. And also seeing a battle shape up. AJ Musselman, he is under attack now from Eric O'Connor. This is for the 11th position here. Eric on his comeback to the front. And he has been one of the rare cars been able to make a move tonight. I've added a link to the bottom of the race info page. If you refresh, a Grublets on Ice link's there for you. For those who are interested in checking out the Grublets on Ice. Of course, they are the main sponsor of the series. So we are 2/3 distance into this race. And Kerstetter trying to get around still the 27 of Craig Forsyth here. Craig started 12th up to the 5th position. Biggest mover in the race is actually AJ Musselman. AJ started 22nd and is up to 11th in this race. And Joe Fierro to pit road here. This is, I don't think, scheduled. A little early. He pitted. I didn't see exactly when he pitted, unfortunately. I don't see damage on the car. Ball is in. 4 tires fuel. And I think he will definitely go a lap down here. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there go the leaders right there. So we still have, if I'm seeing this correctly, 26 cars on the lead lap in this race. That's one of those, you make a mistake, you are going to suffer big time right now. So this pit stop coming up here in just a couple laps is going to be probably the biggest pit stop not only of this race, but for somebody who has lived and dreamed of winning at the Brickyard here. Maybe the biggest stop of their life, on iRacing at least. You know, winner of tonight's race going to get this ring right here, this Indy 250 ring. That is the 2020 ring, of course, from last season. That was won by Caleb Bency, a really cool ring that somebody is going to win. And here comes Julian Altena to pit road right on cue. The beginning of the final round of pit stops at lap 68. Craig Forsyth coming with him. Oh, one car out of shape over here against the wall. Who's that? Not Herrick. Herrick is on pit road now. I thought I saw a car hit the wall over off 4. And there they go, 4 tires and fuel, and they both pull away. And they will probably stay on the lead lap here. You got to be about 12 seconds back to lose a lap. So Adam Plunkett now leads. Here he comes off turn 4 down the front straightaway. And Charles Teed's going to come to pit road now. He's going to bring with him Tyler Coogan in the 59. More tires and fuel. And just like that, they pull away. Now, the advantage some of these cars are going to have, like Matt Houston, who comes to pit road with teammate Caleb Bensey and Shane Coogan, these guys are not going to need to fill up as long. So they're going to actually have shorter pit stops than Julian because he had less fuel in the car. So this is going to be very interesting to see how quick these guys get off pit road compared to Julian. Julian is in the number 4 car. So on the map, if you look on the right side, I don't see Julian on there. So he's covered up in those cars somewhere. Julian right now is over in turn 3. I'll make that turn 4. Here he comes. Okay, there's the 4 car. Crossing the start-finish line right now. And here comes Matt and them off pit road. Julian down to turn number 1. There's Julian right there in picture now. This could be the race for the win right here. Julian's got Caleb. Here he comes. He's got the momentum. Can he make the move around him? Matt's protecting the bottom. He's going to poke out here down the front straightaway. Can he make the move down to 3? He's got the warmer tires. Not able to do it. Matt Houston holds on to the lead and does what they call the overcut. And Dakota Nemeth going to come out here in 3rd. Gavin Sanders going to get around him. Here comes Caleb Bensey. And how about Gavin Sanders with a quick stop a second ago moving up here? So the racing really starting to pick up. Craig Forsyth behind Caleb there, but there are still cars out on the track that have not pitted yet. And the leader is Ed Kerstetter right now, that 28 car. Cohen Evans in 2nd, Justin Miller 3rd. The only driver who can potentially win the Triple Crown running in the 3rd position right now. So we have 2 races on the track right now going on. The race in front of the leaders and then the leaders. Well, trying to keep both battles in sight here. All right, Ed Kerstetter's coming to pit road. Here comes Ed in the 28. That's going to hand the lead to Cohen Evans. Now, here's the other factor. You don't have to get as much fuel to get to the finish. So, minus that out of the fuel you need to get to the finish, you're not going to need as much fuel. So this is going to allow him to maybe be on pit road a little bit less than everyone else. Let's see. 8.7 for Ed. And what I mean by that is if you go, say, 30 laps on the tank, okay? Julian had to get the full 30 laps of fuel to get to the finish. Matt Houston and those guys had to get maybe 29 laps or so, or 28, okay? Ed Kerstetter pitted at the same lap as Julian, or as Matt and them. So with that, he didn't have to get the 29 laps of fuel that Matt and them did. He only needs 25 laps of fuel, so less fuel. And should mention Eric O'Connor just ran the fastest lap of this race, 40.87. Business is picking up. Gary Gonzo on pit road. Diego Pareno and Cohen Evans on pit road. Justin Miller now leads. If you're not having fun now watching this, grab your seatbelt, grab something to drink. 25 viewers. Can we get it to 30? 30 now, 30. Here comes Miller. Here comes Dan Morera. That's going to cycle everything back to Matt Houston. Now, Gavin Sanders is not pitted yet either, I've just noticed. Gavin pitted last at 47, if I'm seeing this right. Once again, these guys will not need as much fuel. All right, so the leaders have gone by. So there is now the leader. Matt Houston leads by 0.8 of a second over Julian Altena. Gavin Sanders up to third. And if my telemetry is right, Gavin has not pitted. Dakota Nemeth up to fourth. Caleb Bensey, last season's winner, in fifth. And here comes Gavin to pit road. Gavin should come out in the end roughly about 21st. Not the run he wants to have tonight. So Matt Houston looking to become the fourth winner in 4 Indianapolis races. Season number 1, it was John Macchione. Season 2, it was Alex Van de Sant. Season 3, Caleb Bensey. And season 4, well, if the race would end right now, it's Matt Houston. But the fun part, we have 22 laps to go. And he does have a 1.4 second lead over Julian Altena. Caleb's got a draft on Dakota here. And the lap car in front of them is Rick Evans, the number 70. That's what allowing Julian to get away here.
Gary. That wasn't Gary.
Oh, caution is out.
Sorry, whoever that was.
Jerry Maynard has crashed in turn 2. And that is going to make things interesting, and that might be a tough. Did Gavin stay on the lead lap? Gavin stayed on the lead lap. As we go back and look.
Jim, just let you know, on green flag running 9, you've got to drive through because of causing that incident.
And Jim Herrick makes contact with.
I think I know what you said, but can you repeat that, Isaac?
With the 53. Let's see it again. Oh, that went over the air, didn't it? Whoopsies. Trying to listen. I haven't had chat on the whole race, I've noticed. I was like, why has it been so quiet in the race? But there's the replay of the caution. All right, so here we go. 20 laps to go. And what has been a wild race in tonight's Globex Racing Paints 250. Let's see what the leaders do. Do they come back and get fresh tires here? Leader, no. Second, no. Third, no. Fourth, no. Back here towards 7th and 8th, maybe. There it is. Adam Plunkett to Van de Sant stays out. Now hits the wall. So 8th place on back coming to pit road. What is going to happen now? That's a great question. Again, an opportunity for us to actually do something we don't get to do much. We are going to bring Matt Houston up to this booth. We don't get to do this much because of most of these races are on road courses. But Matt, do you have a copy, buddy?
Yes, I do.
All right, Matt, you're dominated this race. You put the overcut on and got the lead on Julian there on that pit stop. What do you need to do to keep this race first 66 P1 to get your first Indianapolis win in this league?
Have a good restart here and defend all I can.
Talk about the racing. Go ahead.
I will really be defending as hard as I can.
Do you expect this to pick up more, or is the aero playing that big of a role to where it's very tough to pass?
Yeah, it's really, really difficult to pass. So it's really hot out here on the track, so the tires are going off, and there's really not much you can do with that aero wash.
You got about 7th place, make the 8th place on back, just pitted for tires. Could that become a factor, or is the air that important?
I think the track position's the most important thing out here.
That ought to be interesting. Well, hey, Matt, appreciate it, man. I know you're focused. 18 laps to go. Appreciate the couple of seconds of your time there. Best of luck, bud.
All right, thanks.
Absolutely. Matt Houston. You know, these guys are out here focused, and they're not used to these kind of interviews because, again, they're on road courses. And, well, as you know, we've run, 3 seasons of road races, and we've had one caution the whole entire time during those races. So, all right, going to come back to the green with 18 laps to go. And this is where, if you remember Chris, when we talked to him earlier, Chris Lewis, the owner of TI Racing and, of course, the league here, he said that usually at the end of the race, the cautions pick up. All right, pace car going to pull off. And Matt Houston going to lead them back to the green flag here against single file restarts. Going to be a late restart here. And here we go. Dakota going to try to pop out on Julian as Matt gets a good start. Dakota with a good start. Down to turn number 1. Julian's got to protect. Not able to, though. Dakota to the bottom. Remember some of the restarts we saw earlier. Jim Herrick on pit road. I believe this is a penalty for the accident that just happened. I believe he caused 2 cautions there. That was why he's on pit road. Dakota to second. Here comes Caleb. Now we'll keep an eye on the fresh tires. They restarted in the 8th position. Oh, by the way, 8th position is Isaac Morris, the pole sitter who wrecked on lap 2. Oh, one car getting tight. Julian up the track and it gets loose. What a save by Julian. And unfortunately, singing Tom Petty's Free Fallin' right now. Oh, Cohen with a move. Yeah, they're on it now, boys. Oh, Julian, hold on. Spinning. Oh, he noses it. That's going to bring the caution out. Oh, no. Julian with the lap of his life right there, unfortunately. Julian noses it into the wall hard. And caution out for the 5th time. Apologize for the language over in chat there. Obviously, they're the frustrations of a race, and trust me, I'm one who rages too. So, matter of fact, if you go watch last Tuesday night's broadcast, and you're one that likes colorful language, you might enjoy what I said. But that's, I mean, a lot of people drive in this sim like it's real life, and the anger comes out very competitive. So I'm not mad or anything at Julian for what he said, but we do got to try to keep it clean and respectable out here. So all right, so 13 laps to go. And we will see, I believe this is Joe Fierro. Yep, Joe Fierro coming back to the lead lap. And while we have actually a couple other lap cars coming back, either on the lead lap or so on and so forth. But this will give us an opportunity. Let's talk with, or talk about, I should say, our title sponsor of tonight's race, which of course is Globex Racing Paints. Of course, delivering awesome custom racing paints for your iRacing car or team specializing in open wheel formulas like the IndyCar, Indy Pro, and USF 2000s. Let us work our magic on your sprint car, outlaw, NASCAR, or any car you want to stand out. Additional services include logo designs, custom helmets, suits, and graphics. You can message them on Facebook at Globex Racing Paints to discuss your project today. All right, see if anybody wants to come to pit road this time by. One car towards the back there. That's Joe Fierro going to get tires, but everybody else, their bed is made. They got what they got to get to the finish with 12 laps to go. what has been a spectacular race. Matt Houston is dominated, leading the most laps. Julian Altena's had his stint out front. Dakota DeMed led for a short period. Ed Kerstetter led for a little bit. And then Isaac Morris, who started on the pole, is running now in the 6th position, or 7th position behind Alex Van de Sant there. Isaac started first, led the race for about a lap, fell back to second, clipped the second place car after he lost second, went into the wall, spent 3 laps in the pits, came back out and has battled the rest of the race. Let me take this logo off, I guess. And now is back up into 7th position. Here we go. Are we done with the cautions? I'm shaking my head no right now, but I'm going to say yes. I hope so, for the sake of these guys who are putting on a fantastic show in the 4th running of the Indianapolis 250. Here we go. Big start for Ed Kerstetter and Isaac Morris back there. Ed's going for 3rd, Isaac for 6th. Caleb Bensi, how about this? Where have you heard this before? Oh, his caution comes back out. I was about to say running 3rd again. And the caution, looks like Charles Teed's involved. Also Dan Morera. There's Dan. His car is damaged. Let's see what happens to Charles Teed. Oh, wow. They had a problem coming to the restart. So was that the actual reason for the caution? There's the wreck up front. And Jeff Destino had to kind of work his way around it. Let's keep it here and let it go through here for a second. Oh, I think we had a big wreck here. Because I'm seeing a lot more cars crashed here. Oh, no. Okay, that was... All right, something else happened, apparently. So that happened under caution, apparently. Oh, right here. The 46 gets loose. 2, 3, 4 cars. Jim Herrick's involved. Oh, this is a big wreck here. Dan Morera, Riley Wilson involved. Just Destino, Rick Evans. That's the caution right there. And it all starts right there in front. The 46 gets loose. And everybody just nowhere to go, just piles in. Oh, nice miss there by that blue and white car. One car on its lid. Well, 6 caution out here, 9 laps to go. So again, next Monday night, we'll be at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. We'll go back to the road courses for a few weeks. Mid-Ohio, Road America, and then we go to Pocono Raceway for race number 3 of the Triple Crown. Speaking of the Triple Crown, there it is right there. The Triple Crown Award presented by Grublets on Ice, Captain TV, and of course TI Racing. You had the first race was the D&D Racing Graphics 250 at Auto Club Speedway in California. Then you got the Indy 250 up here at the top of the screen, round number 2. And then round number 3, the NSRP Motorsports Pocono 250. That'll be in 3 weeks. The third of the Triple Crown. These car lights are off. And we did this last year for a restart. We're going to try it again here. I thought it worked out pretty cool last year. But for this restart, we are going to jump on board with the guy running in second position, Dakota DeMed. We're going to turn everything off on the screen, and this is going to become our Sunset Arctic Echo Blade ride-along lap here to Indianapolis with Dakota DeMed in this number 82 car. We're actually going to put on the dashboard here and let you see as he goes up through the gears here for a restart in an Indy car. So if you're a NASCAR fan, you know how their restarts go. Now you get to see how an Indy car goes. You see him starting in first gear. Matter of fact, let's go actually inside the car. I'm just going to shut up and let you enjoy this. This is the, sorry, I just smacked my microphone. This is the, again, Echo Blade Sunset Arctic Games ride-along lap with Dakota DeMed. And there you go, a lap around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, up to speed with Dakota DeMed. And that brought, oh, 2 cars in the wall, Alex Van de Sant and Ed Kerstetter. 7th caution is out. And that brings the 7th caution out. And I was about to say, you can check out Echo Blade here in the very near future. I'll have to check with Dakota and see if that game is out. Of course, you have the... Give me a second. Previous game, he just released it. It slipped my head all of a sudden. Baltic Pistol you can purchase on Steam right now. Dakota actually is a video game designer. And... does a great job on these video games. You can go on Steam right now. If you've never heard of Steam, it's a gaming system you can actually purchase from computer and play it on the computer. But Voltic Pistol, a really fun game. You can check out Echo Blade here in the very near future. Let's check out the caution. Oh, Kerstetter gets loose and bam. Alex and him nowhere to go. Let's try it again. Ed's on the inside. Oh, you know what? Did he make contact with Alex? Let's check that view one more time. I think Alex might have made contact with Ed. And the rough season continues for Alex Van de Sant. And for Ed, his oval struggles continue. Let's go. One of the rare views we don't get to do here in IndyCar much. The nose cam. I think there was contact. I can't tell from that angle even. Either way, 4 laps to go. Remember, no green-white checkers in this series. So we're looking at the last restart of this race coming up. So here we go. If you're in Caleb Bensey's shoes again, you're in the 3rd position. When you come to a restart with 3 laps to go, or 2 laps to go, we're going to get this green. And you're right back in the same spot you were exactly 1 year, or 1 season ago. I keep thinking last year because you're so used to racing going by years. 1 season ago, and now you've got the shot again to go get a win in Indy. And he's got his teammate this time he's got to pass, and Dakota DeMet up there in that 82 car. Could it happen again? Lightning strike twice? Or could somebody, how about Isaac Morris in the 5th position? Finished, I've already shared his story 100 times. Started on pole, put the car in the wall, 3 laps down, back on the lead lap. How about Eric O'Connor? He wrecked at one point in this race, now running 6th. Justin Miller wrecked O'Connor. He's running 9th. Cohen Evans, he was a caution earlier. He's 10th. This is unbelievable stuff that you're seeing here out of these cars. It's they get, you get that second chance to get back out there. You see Alex Van de Sant coming back off pit road. Alex going to be 2 laps down in the 20th position. And immediately he's going to get a wave around. So he'll be a lap down now in 20th. So we are coming to the green flag with 2 laps to go in Indianapolis. If there's another caution, the race is over. Who's going to win the Globex Racing Paint Indy 250? We're about to find out. Matt Houston going to come to the green with 2 laps to go. Matt Houston trying to get win number 3 of his career, one at Road America and also at the Daytona Road Course. Both of those were in season number 1. So it's been 3 seasons almost since Matt Houston has gone to victory lane, and can he do it tonight? Here comes Dakota DeMet down the back straightaway. I said it last year at this point, I'll say it again here. They're coming to the white flag. If they make it there, the next flag ends the race. Isaac with a run back there for fourth on the high side. Crosses over on Coogan, or 3 wide back there. Final lap. Oh, there goes Coogan hard in the inside wall. Matt Houston with 0.3 of a second on Dakota Nemed. Dakota with one more attempt. It is not going to be enough. Matt Houston off of turn 4 has 2 road course wins and now an oval win in Indianapolis. The Indianapolis 250 goes to Matt Houston. Dominant effort. Dakota Nemed second. Caleb Bensey gets a third for 2 race first team members. Race first with, you know what, thinking about this actually, this is a race first 1, 2, 3 because Dakota Nemed is a part of that race first team. As I think about that now, because it's a race first with Sunset Arctic Games. As you see them doing a victory lap as a team here. And I think we're going to have, usually they're called dueling burnouts, but I don't know what would triple burnouts, I guess? Yeah, that's what they're doing. Triple burnouts at Indy. Smoke show. What a dream race for Team Race First with Sunset Arctic Games getting a 1, 2, 3 finish. I sound like a wrestler or something there. 1, 2, 3, like a pinfall. When it's all over with here. Congratulations to them. That is fantastic on their part. A team that has done a great job this season. Actually looking to do something here really quickly. That's why I'm stalling here for a quick second. So just stand by, if you could. There we go. Taking a look at the finishing results. It will go across the top of the screen. Matt Houston getting a win. Dakota Nemed and Caleb Bensey. I was just waiting there. I was trying to get everything set up here so it would go across the screen. I didn't have this set up before. I think it's going to open up. It's still kind of cut off. Hang on, I'll get it fixed. Stand by. But we're going to talk with the drivers here. We'll let them cool down for a quick second as I edit that. Oh, maybe that wasn't the right one. Well, unfortunately, I'll just have to do it this way real quickly. I just want you guys to be able to see the standings as I talk to the drivers. That's all I was trying to do here. So, apologize for the quick delay. We'll get the drivers up. I'll just do it like this. I just got to remember later to push this back up, or else you'll see my little gray bar at the top of the screen. There we go. There's your racing finish for tonight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring all 3 drivers up here at one time. We're going to have a little fun here for a second. There's Caleb up here. There's Dakota up here. And there's Matt up here with us. And we're going to bring the whole team up here. As it took me a second for it to all click when it was all over with. I'm like, wait a minute. These guys are all on the same team. I knew Caleb and Matt were, obviously. But, I was like, wait a minute. They teamed up with Sunset Arctic Games, which is Dakota, so it all made sense. I'm like, they are on the same team. And you guys just pulled a 1, 2, 3. You just went straight Rick Hendrick 1997 Daytona 500 at Indianapolis.
Well, I don't know anything about the Daytona 500, but that's certainly a feat at the Indianapolis 250 here.
Yes. Well, I'm just that really happened actually with Jeff Gordon and Hendrick Motorsports back in '97 on the NASCAR side. But here at Indianapolis tonight, the Globex Racing Paints 250. Let's start with you, Matt. Of course, you have been waiting 3.5 seasons almost. Back at season 1, you won at Road America. You won at Daytona on the road course, and now you come home with the biggest win that you could have in an Indy car here at Indianapolis.
Yeah, I think this is my biggest win of my sim racing career. A real shout out to the team, though, Dakota and Caleb there, going 1, 2, 3. I've got to hand it to them for keeping everything clean on those restarts. We had to do several of them. It was really great feeling to win here.
Well, talk about those final laps. Did it ease the pressure knowing that you had your teammates behind you, knowing that, okay, I'm going to be okay, one of us is going to win this thing, or was it one of those where it was like, okay, these guys could still come up here and battle us?
Yeah, the restarts were, you never know what was going to happen with them because I think there was Ed and some other guys back in 4th and 5th, maybe Shane as well, had some really good runs on those restarts, but we were able to kind of work together and fight them off from any runs they were able to have.
So obviously being somebody who grew up in the Indianapolis area, obviously you know all about this track and stuff. What's going through your mind right now? I mean, yes, it's a simulator. It's not the real thing, but a victory at Indianapolis against a bunch of human beings, so it's the closest thing you can get.
Yeah, it's really big. When you said that, I just realized that I don't think I've ever won an Indianapolis oval race. I've run one on the road course, but I don't think I've ever won an Indianapolis oval race. So this is really big for me.
That is really cool to hear, and you can definitely hear the happiness in your voice, and to have your 2 teammates behind you. I mean, how does that feel?
Yeah, this is awesome. Caleb and Dakota are really great drivers. I really think I have the best team out here. And actually a shout out to Isaac as well. So he runs for us over in the Velocity Online Racing Series, and he's a great teammate as well. And I knew, so I fought with him at the start a little bit to take the lead, and I knew he was going to drive me fair, and he had a good run as well. He had some issues at the start, but he was able to get back,
Yeah, fantastic comeback for him, finishing in the 5th position on that part. But, well, Matt, Indianapolis winner, you got that ring coming. You're going to get that ring. You and Caleb both have rings now. Dakota, your turn next season. And
you know it.
Yeah, I think we'll be setting that up for Dakota next season. But I also want to give a shout-out to my wife. She always supports me. I don't know if she's watching out there. She's always got a lot of work to do at night. She works much harder in her job than I do. So, I have time to play at night.
He's a good man. He compliments the wife for working harder than he does. That's a good man right there. Raceverse community manager. I don't know if that's her or not, but if so, she's watching.
That is right. Yeah.
All right.
That
so
is right.
she's watching. So
some people get confused sometimes and think that's actually me, but I'm like, hey, that's my wife.
Yeah, he just put a message out as he's hitting the wall. That's interesting. But no. Great job, Matt. Send shout out to everyone too, bud.
Yeah, like I said, I'll write to my wife. Team Raceverse, Dakota, Sunset Arctic, Voltic Pistol is a really cool game. You can order it on Steam right now. It's a platformer, and you should also check out and wish list the Echo Blade game as well. Really cool game, and I'll let Dakota talk about that one.
Yeah, Dakota, the second place finisher here. Dakota, we did the ride along lap with you as you got to the the second to last restart there, and we definitely see you could get the momentum down the back straightaway there. But yeah, just to be able to get a 1-2-3 to finish second at Indianapolis after winning the pole at Auto Club, you definitely seem to be getting these ovals figured out.
Yeah, I wanted the win just as bad, but I didn't want to risk, putting both of us in the wall. So I'm happy with a 1-2-3. First TI podium. I'm finally here on the podium.
Welcome.
Next is to try and get one on a road course, I suppose. Shout out to Isaac and Caleb and Matt. They're all great teammates. And thank you, Matt, for giving a shout out to Sunset Arctic. I got a new product called Echo Blade.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming out in June on Steam.
I was wondering that question.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Sunset Arctic to know more about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, if people don't know, and inquiring minds, what? Because obviously Voltic Pistol, a fun little game there. What kind of difference are we going to see between the two games? What are we looking at in Echo Blade?
This is a 3D puzzle action combat game with the mechanic of echolocation. So you are a blind character that can only see through sounds in the environment. And from there, you're just trying to kind of escape a medieval dungeon and try and fight foes and solve puzzles and dodge traps, all with your ears.
That is plenty of jokes in my head that I cannot get away with on the air that I can think of right there. So, well, that sounds really cool. And again, that's coming out in June. Will that be also on Steam?
Yes.
Okay, very cool. So make sure you check that out in June. So 5 months away, you'll see Echo Blade, and of course we'll keep talking about that with the ride-along lap. But Dakota, Indianapolis, and you mentioned getting on the podium. You picked the right track to do it at.
Oh, for sure. This track is also my home track. Being from the South Bend, Mishawaka area, always loved Indy, and I'm happy to get one here.
There you go. And of course, up there in that Mishawaka and South Bend area, there's also, of course, that town is now slipping my head, but I always joke around when I see the name of it. I'm like, oh, the RV capital of the world. But of course, it's Elkhart.
Elkhart.
Thank you. It just clicked in my head. Elkhart. No, great job on your part, Dakota. Send shout out to whoever you'd like to.
Alyssa's watching right now. Shout out to her. She's a great friend. And Lucas. And, of course, Caleb, Matt, Isaac.
Now,
yeah.
I won't say many negative things in this situation. Obviously, the college up there in South Bend, obviously I'm not the
Notre Dame,
not the biggest fan of.
Right, that's okay. I understand.
Just want to make sure I put that out there. But the only other complaint I have about South Bend, I stayed up there for a couple days doing worked in a radio group in Lafayette that was partners with the South Bend stations. And I got to do some training up there and stuff. And the one thing that I had to complain about in the city of South Bend, the Buffalo Wild Wings closes at 9 p.m. Where does that make sense? Anyways.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't.
Just randomness. We went up there and I'm like, why are the doors locked? Anyways. Yeah, this was like 8 years ago. Anyways, so. All right, Dakota, nice job. Shout out to whoever you'd like to.
I already called my shout outs. But yeah, okay, Lucas, Matt, Isaac, Chris, Caleb. Gary. Thanks again, Dakota. Cody's watching right now too. Yeah, that's it.
You can never do enough shout-outs. Always remember that. All right. Well, nice job on your part, Dakota. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
All right, absolutely. As Caleb Bensi, your turn here, bud. We said it at that last restart. I'm like, is this man about to do the whole third to first move again? But you fell up a little short. But you know what? Nothing wrong with a third-place finish to back up your win. And not to mention, let's see, looking at the standings, Eric finished fourth right behind you, but there were issues with Ed. So it looks like you're going to extend that point lead just a little bit.
Yeah, all in all, definitely a great deal around. Qualifying definitely wasn't how I wanted it. Was setting better times in practice and everything. It just couldn't put together completely in the actual qualifying session. So to end up third there with how hard it is to pass, and obviously end up third with the other two race first guys, definitely a big race. And then, like you said, Ed having some issues is definitely big for the points as well. So obviously you always want the win, and you wanted that 3 wide finish again, but content to take the points and stay behind Matt and Dakota, because they definitely are in those top 2 spots.
Now, I know Gary's up here with us now. He's just joined us after chugging about 16 bottles of water, I think. But Gary, did you notice when Caleb crossed the line this time, he did not blink at all?
It's amazing how that happened.
Right?
Man, yeah, I don't know.
It's amazing.
It's almost like I have control over that.
I feel like the X-Files theme in the background, you know? Ooh.
Yeah.
But no, Caleb, let's talk about the weather real quickly. Obviously, it was hotter this season than it was last season, which created the tough passing and things out there. How much did that play a role where you were running and what you could and couldn't do?
Yeah, it was basically all to maybe the first 2 or 3 laps to make a move. Outside of that, you're pretty much stuck. The top 3 could run close together, but fourth is a little worse. Fifth, it was a lot worse, and then it just.
I think a lot of that had to do with the new tire model.
Yeah,
not necessarily the heat. I think a lot of it had to do with the new tire model.
It was definitely a mix. I mean, the heat made it worse. I mean,
Yep.
the new tire model and the new aero effects and stuff didn't do any favors in the first place, but then compounded with the heat. I mean, you really had no shot. So yeah, it was definitely tough, but thankfully, I mean, still though, you were at risk of getting past every restart and stuff, and definitely had a lot of those at the end. So to be able to hold off everyone behind, because there was definitely a few close calls. Being able to hold everyone off was definitely not an easy task. So glad we could pull it off.
Well, you did a great job this evening. Way to back up that win last season, but I do got to ask real quickly, if I remember correctly, your home track is Mid-Ohio, and we're there next week. How are you feeling?
Yeah, so when I first got iRacing, I don't know, back in April or May or whatever, I mean, I ran Mid-Ohio all the time. Obviously, at home track, go there all the time, love it. And haven't done it much recently, so literally did my first laps a couple days ago just for fun. So
did it feel like riding a bike?
It did. So hopefully
boy.
it can turn into a good result. I don't know how I'll stack up against everyone else, but definitely going to, I think, one of my stronger road courses. So hoping for a good result there.
No, we hope so. That'd be awesome, Caleb. But great job. Send shout out to whoever like to. I know your dad was watching tonight. Dan Schulman, not sure who he is, but he was watching obviously tonight, probably a friend or a family member. So yeah, plenty of people watching.
It's either my grandma or grandpa.
Okay.
Mincing under the same account. So
oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, shout out to them for watching. I know they watch every week, so, and I definitely appreciate that. And then yeah, Dad tuning in and adding other friends, their family, and I know my girlfriend was watching too. So definitely a big thanks to all you guys. And then obviously thanks to Matt and Dakota, both Race First and Sunset Arctic Games. Obviously he described it all very well, but seriously go check them out. Really cool stuff. But yeah, glad we can get a 1, 2, 3, and it's definitely a fun race for all of us. I can tell you that.
Well, great job, Caleb. Proud of you, and we will talk to you next week at Mid-Ohio, brother.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, absolutely. As Caleb Bensey in the 1, 2, 3 sweep for the Race First Sunset Arctic Games team. So congratulations to them when it was all over with. Let's bring in Gary real quickly. Gary, obviously, before we take off, we still got to do the Happy Trails spicy overtake of the race. I pretty much have my pick already, but let's talk to you a little bit about your race tonight. You ran top 15-ish throughout the night. You finished about where you ran. They're in the 15th position, but it seemed like a drama-free race. Now, we weren't on you the whole entire time. What did any kind of drama around you? What did you have to do?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, we ain't no drama now.
Just for a historical sake, there's never been a 1, 2, 3 team finish at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I believe maybe I can't speak for NASCAR, but definitely not Formula One because I only have 2 cars, and never for IndyCar. The last time was the closest was Rossi and Munoz finishing 1 and 2 in 2016. Before that, I believe there was a Target Chip Ganassi year where they went 1 and 2. I do know that Treadway Racing went 1 and 2 in '97. So I could think of a couple other ones in the back, but there's never been a 1, 2, 3. So that in itself is a pretty amazing feat. Another thing that we're off the schneid for having to buy a cup for the Triple Crown winner. So there's no Triple Crown winner.
I wasn't going there.
It's like woo!
I wasn't going there.
My race, I spent most of the first half. I smacked the wall, and I had a fast repair unchecked. I hit pit road, and it said, "Hey, you don't have any repairs, nothing." I'm like, "Okay," and it was just not hauling on the second stint, and so I just rechecked. Fast repair, come into the pits, and lo and behold, the check disappears, and I was damaged somehow. So I was riding most of the first half of the race wounded. Second half is I just wanted to maintain. I was really just trying to manage, a lot of the NSRP drivers. We just had some really bad luck. Julian, I'm not sure what happened with him. I just go by and I see him sideways. The thing with Shane at the end, that really cost me a 14th position because he was going up the track as I was going through turn 2, and the only really line that I could see that I could take was high, and I went around them high. And Ed was driving probably with a little bit of anger in his eyes. And if you look at the stats, his fastest lap was that last lap of the race. So he was moving. And he actually has the fastest lap of the entire race as well. So he was moving, and there was no stopping him. So I was like, okay, well, at least I got 15th, and I'm cool with that. So restarts were murder in the mid-pack. I don't understand what was going on back there. It was an accordion effect almost every time. It was near calamity almost every time. Guys were able to manage themselves. I don't recall a lot of black flags being issued for people passing down the left before the start-finish line, but the restarts were absolutely murderous in the mid-pack for all race long. But I'm happy I got 15th. I finished on the lead lap. I finished on the lead lap at California, so that's 2 Triple Crown races that I finished on the lead lap. I did have 0x until my glorious teammate Julian decides at the end that he wants to swipe me and gives me a 4x at the end. I hate it when people do that, but
that's worse that happened.
But I know, but I pride myself on that big 0 and 0x. But hey, we made it. The team didn't really have a great showing. We got 4 cars in the top 15, but really most of those cars were all in between spots 10 and 15. So most of my top 10 guys had some sort of issue and it prevented it. So it's on to Pocono. But congratulations to Matt and Dakota and Caleb. I know they worked their tails off. And I talk with Matt a lot because I work with him at Race First, and I'm just extremely proud for those guys to do something that virtually has never ever been done at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, real or otherwise.
Now, I do want to bring up this point real quickly. In that 2015 or 16, the one that Alex won, 16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't Marco finish 4th?
That was we got Rossi, Munoz, rolled up here, Newgarden, Kanan, and Kimmel were your top 5.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought there was a 3rd Andretti car in the top 5. That's why I was like, wait a minute, they came close, didn't they?
Marco was 13th.
13th. Okay, so I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I just remember Marco for some reason being a part of that race. But either way, though, it's still cool to see something that's never been done before in history be done. And I'm still actually searching for a particular pass that I have not been able to. I know the pass.
Well, I'll tell you, there was a situation with me on one of the restarts. Again, it just clogged up, and Eric O'Connor he had some incident early in the race. I'm not sure what happened to him, and he was back in the mid pack with me. And on a restart, he got a run on me going down the main straight as we were coming to take the first lap after the restart. And he decided that he wanted to go mirrors on me and pass me high. And I'm like, whoa, that's a little ambitious. And I was suffering aero push, and we made contact. And he recovered. Fortunately, did not have any damage that I could see or that anyone else could report, and he was able to drive up for it. I didn't have any damage. I was able to maintain. But if there's one pass of the race that I can speak of, there's definitely that.
That's a good one. And there were a lot of that. Actually, lap number 1, Matt Houston and Isaac Morris were side by side for about a whole lap and a half straight to start the race, and finally, Matt was able to clear Isaac, but then Isaac, well, the rest is history. He fell 3 laps down and had to work his way back to 5th. But I'm going to show this one right here. This is back at lap 71. This is what I was trying to find. But basically, this is the pit stop for Matt Houston. Matt pits here, and Julian Altena had pitted a lap before. And had to, he was on a full length pit stop, basically. He had to fill up his tank because he was empty. Matt Houston didn't have to take as much gas. He comes off of turn 1 here, and you actually will see it here if it shows the back towards turn 1. Julian's going to come out of turn 1 here in a second. Right there comes Julian. On the screen there, he's coming into turn 2. Matt has to get out of pit road and stay in front of Julian here. This ends up being the winning pass when it's over with, as Julian's unable to get the draft on Matt Houston here. Houston's able to clear him and able to hold him off. Julian, again, warmer tires the lap later here, And he was able to get by everybody but Matt Houston, and this ends up being the winning pass because later a couple cautions, Julian falls back, gets involved in an accident, and brings the teammates up to the front. This right here is the pass for the win at this Indy 250 right here. I think this right here qualifies for the Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix Spicy Overtake of the race. An overcut by Matt Houston.
I'll take it.
I
Give it
mean,
to him.
yeah, perfect. So Matt Houston, I mean, that right there, I mean, when you look at it, a pass like that to be able to short fill just a little bit, the slightest short fill, and to get off pit road and to beat Julian by that much and to hold that lead, how clean air was so important. I mean, I think you have to give that to him. So congratulations to Matt on the spicy overtake of the race, but that's not taken away. There were some fantastic passes this race. Matter of fact, on a restart, Isaac Morris went straight Rossi in the back of the field and jumped 5 cars, I think it was.
That was a result of, I remember that was a result of the murderous restarts. It was just awful back there, completely awful. I don't know how people could not get the restart portion down. It's really hard. It's really easy. Green, go. You know.
Well, and I think a factor in that is too is the later restarts. Because remember, real IndyCar racing, pace cars, they're going in turn 3 and 4 almost. Here, they're not going until the start-finish line. So you're getting that accordion, which causes...
iRacing needs to fix that.
Well, I mean, the only way you really could fix it is...
lay back.
You lay back a couple seconds, and this is all voluntarily. You don't have to do it, but you lay back and you go, but you still can't pass till you get to the start-finish line.
Yeah.
So it's still a tricky situation, I guess, when it's all over with. So, but that is your spicy overtake pass of the race there from Matt Houston, overtaking Julian Altena there on an overcut, as they would call that, on pit road. So that gets you the World Championship Tom Hoover's Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix. You can get on Amazon, by the way, today. So there you go. Go check that out. So many overtakes. I mean, there was another one I remember where Dakota DeMed went 3 wide for the lead. I think it was on the second restart of the race. And he blew the doors off of both the leaders and took the lead for a lap. But in the end, I mean, Matt Houston he controlled this race. He led the race. He led probably, I don't have the numbers in front of me, unfortunately, as the telemetry I use don't give me laps led, but he led easily 70 laps in this race.
Yeah, he had 64, and his best lap was lap 1.
The last lap of the race, so go figure on that one. Well, Gary, man, good job there, finishing 15th. Happy for you there. I know it's not probably the finish you want, but you got it. You finished in a clean race, and that's something at least you can be proud of.
Oh, I'm pretty happy with that. Despite I'm a part-time person, or part-time participant, but full-time broadcaster with you. Hey, anytime against these guys, and these guys are great drivers. I mean, they're highly skilled. Anytime that you could finish on the lead lap with these guys in this company, I think that's I'm satisfied with that. So I'm going to go to bed happy. But Matt's going to go to bed a lot happier. So congrats to them, and off to Mid-Ohio next week. Yes,
Mid-Ohio going to be the next race, and Gary, you weren't Townsend Bell good. I think it was 2017 or so where he was running 6th and crashed it off turn 2. But you were pretty solid.
I'll take it. Solid state. Yeah.
Nice job. So, all right, we appreciate Gary joining us this evening. We'll let him go get some rest as these cars can wear you out pretty well. So nice job on his part. And we are going to send it home. We'll be on tomorrow night. Actually, it's the one night where I actually now stream and I race. So I would bring your adult language filters. I'm just going to warn you in advance. We're at Daytona tomorrow night, so in a truck. So say a prayer for me. We'll do that. And Wednesday night we'll be with the Black Horizon Truck Series. They are going to be at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. So there you go. Your next 2 nights of racing there. Again, next Monday night, Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. We'll take I-69 to Fort Wayne, get on 30, go past all the turbines out there at the Ohio State line, and straight to Lexington, Ohio. I've done that trip plenty of times, by the way, to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. So we will go from there. And maybe after the race, we'll run over to Mansfield and see if there's a race on the dirt track. Anyways, we go from there. Otherwise, I'm going to stop rambling now, and I'm going to play the music, and let's go home, as they like to say. Get off the interstate, as I was told on the radio. For Gary Gonzo, I'm the captain. Remember, it's not just a game. It's iRacing.
Now the wait is over. The nerves have
strong.